All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. It's the first day, orientation, entertainment trucking. Whew, yeah, I'm a little nervous, but it's still, I stand by it. That's a really good thing. It's a really good thing, man. Leaving my comfort zone. I mean, I'll still be trucking, but this is exciting. And I haven't been excited in trucking for such a long time. I've faked that I've been excited plenty of times to try to hype myself up, knowing full well that I was just going to another company where I was going to haul freight, and a couple months after that, they weren't going to care about me anymore. You know, it's all smoke and mirrors when you get to orientation. Hey, that's how it goes, but I love it. I love feeling like this, and just being like nervous. It's something new, and I just don't know what else to say right now, but I'm like 10 minutes away from their, do they still call it a terminal in this business? Probably office, from their office. And I got to be there in about an hour, so I'm just going to go downstairs and make me a coffee or something, and I think I'll head over. I don't know that anyone will be paying attention. They'd sure pay attention if I was late. They sure wouldn't like that. But get there early, and you know, let them know I'm that guy. I show up on time, baby. I show up on time. So I'm sure that matters with that business. You don't want to be the guy that's holding up an entire concert because you were sleeping or doing whatever. But yeah, guys, I just want to do a quick intro, say good morning to everyone. I'm going to head off to orientation, so there's just not going to be a whole lot to show you guys, obviously. But stuff to talk about maybe at the end of the day. And we'll go from there. So wish me luck, guys. Super nervous, but I love it. And hey, it's day one of still trucking, baby, but a brand new adventure in trucking. I love it. I can't wait. Yeah, talk to you guys here in a bit. What's up, guys? Sorry about the kind of weird angle we got here. My phone might fall over, but we'll see how it works out for us. We'll see, man. I don't know. I have no idea. First day of orientation is done. It was fairly standard, I would say, for, you know, like a trucking company orientation. Safety stuff and logbooks and pre-trips and post-trips and rules of the road, all that stuff. You know, that's all pretty standard. Of course, that's how that goes, so no big deal with all that. We did get into a little bit of stuff about how things are done in the entertainment business. You know, how you sort of have your chain of command, which is your lead driver, and that's that, which is fine. That's okay. And I'm certainly not used to that. Of course not. You know, I haven't had to deal with a lead driver for a very long time. Actually, my game has been playing for like 24 hours straight, but my guy is kind of in a weird spot here. I'm going to move him because he's in a group of other people killing, and that's just not very good. Anyways, as I do that, I'll keep talking. So yeah, a lot of stuff about how things work in the entertainment part of trucking, as opposed to obviously just your standard over-the-road freight hauling trucking, which is cool. I mean, I think it's going to be very interesting to get out there and at least give it a shot, see how it goes, you know. You guys know I'm sometimes fortunately and sometimes unfortunately this guy trucks here on YouTube. I'm not as interesting as a lot of people make me out to be, but I happened to be scrolling through YouTube earlier. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but some crazy person went on just a whole tangent, community post after community post, about how, well, one part that really stuck out to me was that because of I'm getting into the entertainment business, he has said that this will be my road to sobriety, and said that I won't have internet, which was super weird. I carry portable internet with me. Where do you think I'm going? To Antarctica? I'm not sure. But said that I won't be able to drink all the time anymore. I don't drink all the time as it is. I drink when I can. I drink when I have time. I drink when I'm off work. and I'm able to do so because I'm a big boy and I'm allowed to do that. But it's not like I've never gone a day without a beer. I go a lot of days without beers. But then said that I'll finally stop doing drugs. Yeah, I'll finally stop doing drugs. Well, that's a weird assessment to make. It's like people that are around the trucking industry don't seem to understand how the trucking industry works. Um, you drug test often. You're in the pool for random drug tests. So you can't be out there just doing drugs. If I was a drug addict, my career would have been over a long time ago. So that was pretty weird. But on that note, the I had to do the uh, piss test when I was still in Dallas, and today they sent us for a hair follicle test. So I guess if that comes back that I'm, since I'm a drug addict, apparently, I guess if that comes back, then we'll all know that I've been hiding a very dark secret. Yeah, I was kind of surprised they did that because who really does that? But yeah, I went and did my hair follicle test. No concerns. I'm going to be just fine. I'm going to be just fine with that. But it was just super weird. But I do kind of sometimes accidentally see all the noise about how, this guy trucks ain't going to make it and he's not going to survive in that industry. And maybe that's true. I don't know. I haven't done it before. Maybe I get into it and find out it sucks and find out that it's just really way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And if that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. And the reason I bring that up, I was talking to my dad on the way here. Most of you, I think, know because I bring Dad up sometimes in the videos, and he is a truck driver also. But years ago, I'd say probably 20-ish years ago, my dad used to own a limo company in Denver. And the reason that he came to own this limo company that he had built up by himself, my older brother had graduated from high school, and my dad rented a limo, like white people do when their kid graduates high school, right? And he was my dad was really pissed off at the quality of this limo. He didn't think it was worth what he had paid for it. It was dirty and it wasn't like in great shape, but he was paying like $100 some per hour to rent this limo, and he was really mad about it, right? And me being the dumb teenager he just kept bitching about it. And I said, Dad, if you think you could do better, why don't you buy a goddamn limo and do better? Next thing you know, Dad buys a limo. You ever wonder where I get my kind of crazy thoughts and ideas from, that I'm going to do things instead of just not do things like a lot of people do, where people don't do things? It runs in the family, So, well, I got hair in my mouth. Anyways, by the time Dad was done, he eventually had sold his limo business, and I don't know why. I'm not really sure why he did, what led up to that. But, by the time he was done, he was in a spot where he was ordering, limousines, brand new, built for him. The Ford Excursion stretch limos. He owned a few of those. And he did very well with it, right? Eventually he sold. I don't know the circumstances behind it, but I know it was a very demanding business. Constantly on the go. Even when he got to a point where he had multiple drivers that worked there, because drivers are very unreliable, right? So he'd be at home thinking he was going to get some good sleep, only to find out his driver isn't showing up, and then he'd have to, get dressed up and everything and go get out in his limo and go drive all night after he'd been doing stuff all day related to his business. That could have been it. But from what I could tell, it probably wasn't a financial thing. But I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it. But while I was talking to him, he said after he had quit the limo business, after he had sold his business, he had put some thought into becoming a bus driver for a band or various bands. I don't know how you get into that part of the business. I'm not really sure. And he probably was in a position to do that because at the time of his limo company, those 20-some years ago, he did have some high-profile clients that he worked for or that were his customers. Obviously, I wouldn't put out their names, but he's got his little wall of fame, or I don't know if they're still hanging, but pictures of his various customers. So he was connected in to people that probably could have told him how to go about doing that. But that was his plan. He just told me this a couple days ago, and he says he never did it, right? He says he never did it. And now Dad's in his 60s, and he goes, son, I should have done it. I should have done it. And that's the reason I do the crazy shit I do now. Anybody following along with that? I do not want to be in my 60s, 70s, 80s and look back and think about the things I should have done, the things I should have tried. If I go try something and it turns out that it really fucking sucks and I hate it, then I know. But if I don't try it, then I never ever know. And all I will have to do when I'm older is think about how I should have done it. And I'm just not that guy. I'm just not that guy. So if this industry destroys me, if it's just horrible and not everything I thought it would be, well, then that's okay. Because at least I tried the damn thing. But I do have something to measure it against now. And that is hauling freight. Hauling general freight for cents per mile. And I will get to compare the two and then make a decision which one really sucks more than the other, right? I think that's awesome. I think it's great to be able to do that. So just wanted to kind of touch on that for a minute, because unfortunately you do hear the stupid fucking noise sometimes. And I think it's okay. If it completely destroys me and I hate everything about it, then when I'm in my 60s, which really isn't that far away at this point, when I'm in my 60s, I don't look back and think, man, I really should have done that. I'm doing it. I'm living it. Sometimes I just don't know what to tell guys, because like the internet's just full of like negative people, hateful people, right? And I understand that. I've been around here long enough to understand. But I mean, you get just like the dumbest things. Like somebody left a comment like, damn dude, how many jobs have you had? It's like a lot, because I try different things. Am I supposed to be ashamed of this? Am I supposed to be embarrassed by this? I am one of few people in our society, on our planet, that will get to look back on life and say, man, I sure tried a lot of different shit. And not many people are going to get to do that. And I got to be honest with you guys, I'm fucking proud of it. I am. Because I'm not scared. I'm not scared even for a minute to try something else and see what else is out there and experience so many different things. I don't have to, when I'm in my 60s, 70s, or 80s, look back and think about what I should have done. And to me, that is fucking brilliant. I said it a few videos ago. That's a life worth living right there, you know? But I don't want to look back and think about that. I don't want to. So anyways, let me move on to another topic, because I kind of went off for a long time with that. I got to talk to a veteran-ish driver of this industry this morning. He's been in it for about a year and a half. That's not a long time, but that's definitely a long enough time to understand what it's about and what's going into it. And as a matter of fact, he's on a solo tour, or I'm not sure if that's the terminology you would use for that, honestly. He is running an 11-month tour. What a gig that guy got. An 11-month tour where he is the only truck on it. That's probably got its challenges, but at the same time, that's pretty cool, because he worked himself into a position where they gave him an 11-month tour. I'm sure there's breaks in there. He can cash out a little PTO, take a few days off. I didn't get into details with that. But let's say there wasn't, and he's got to run that 11 months straight. Well, by the time that 11 months is up, he's got enough PTO saved up to just take that next month off if he wants to. But everybody I got to talk to in this company, so they're still there, so obviously they like it, and they love doing the touring. They love the touring part. But when it gets into the general freight time of year, they're like, we just kind of get through it, you know. It's what we do just to stay busy. But that guy did something right to land himself on an 11-month-long fucking tour. How about that? But anyways, he talked to me quite a bit. You know, he's been there for a year and a half, so he had to learn the ropes, had to learn how to do it. And he gave me some important information. Some very important information. He said, he explained to me the responsibilities of a lead driver and all the things they have on their plate, just things coming at them from every direction. He said straight up, you're going to get yelled at. Like maybe you're having trouble backing into a spot. And there's some spots, he said, that are real tough to back into out there, and you need to take your time. You can't see anything. You're doing this basically blind. You're being spotted over a CB. I got to buy a CB, by the way. Finally, I found a use for one. How about that? But I need to buy one tomorrow. But he said you're being spotted basically by CB, and you need to do what you're told. And forget trying to I'm going to look and do it myself. He says, because you ain't seeing shit. He says, and sometimes you might be struggling with that. He said you're going to get yelled at. He said that's going to be a thing because that lead driver, he's got other shit he needs to do. He needs it done. And he said, but once you're done with that, he says, just forget it happened. Just forget it happened. It's nothing personal. It's kind of the nature of this business. And that's how things are going to go sometimes. So I think that was really cool because I kind of expected that might be the case, but I thought it was really cool for him to take a minute and explain that to me and say this is sort of a reality that we deal with. Once you're done, once you get back into where you need to be and everything's good, he said that lead driver's already moved on with his life. He forgot about it. He's not holding anything against you. It just during that load in and load out time, especially the load in time, he said it can get very stressful for that lead driver, and that can lead to not always a pleasant exchange. So I thought it was really cool for him to explain that to me. I figured it might be the case, but it was awesome to hear, So now I know going into it, and I'll try not to take that personally in the event that it happens. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal. I like it. So a lot of cool things I learned today about that. Their whole, load in and load out process and how we're going to do things. And, it's just going to be listen to your lead driver. He's got the experience. He earned his position. He's got a lot going on. So try to get done what you need to get done. Get out the way so everyone else can do what they need to do. And have a nice day. So I think that's fine. There will be times I get frustrated, and times where maybe I romanticize when I used to do freight for, cents per mile. But that's just the way it goes. That's the way it goes. I think it's going to be a super, super cool experience. So, yeah, I can't be mad about that. So, yeah, I don't want to say too much on the stupid hate comments and things like that. I'm proud of myself. I will probably look back on life with some regrets, as we all do, but I won't have to look back and wish that I would have done things and then I never tried them. And next thing I know, I'm just too damn old and just waiting to die. So, sounds good to me. Everyone should live that way, honestly. Why sit there and settle for something and when you can do something else? Why not try every possible thing that you can try? And that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, not much else going on tonight. I'm going to fold up my laundry. It's still all laying on that bed over there. So, I'm going to fold that up, get it all in the bag, and just kind of get ready to go. We've got tomorrow orientation still. They said their road test is 2 hours long, so that's a little bit crazy, but it's just driving a truck, so what do I need to be worried about? I've done it before. I've drove a truck a few times in my day. So we'll be definitely ready to do that. And then I think tomorrow is just sort of more like procedural stuff, question and answer type of things. There is another guy there with me. He's a new guy at the company also. And they actually were really excited that neither one of us have ever worked in the entertainment business because they said that way you don't come in with bad habits. And I don't know what that means yet, but they seemed pretty excited that neither one of us have done it and eager to teach us what we need to know. So I'm excited to get out there. Still nervous, but still think that's a good thing. Definitely excited to learn the ropes and do good at my job. So that's really all I got for now, guys. Just going to keep on getting my stuff ready to go. And, hey, we should be back on the road soon. I don't know how this is all going to go. I don't know if I'm going straight onto a tour or if maybe it's going to take them a week or two or a month to have me scheduled on what I need to do. So there may be a period of time where I am hauling that general freight. Whatever. That's just the way it goes. I know why I'm here. I know why I came here, so we'll just kind of get through it if that is what happens, because that is possible. That is a possibility. I should know more, hopefully, on that tomorrow, but if not, Wednesday, I should have some idea of what's going on and what I'll be doing in the immediate future. So that's all I got for now, guys. I will talk to you here soon. Bye.